Hi friends, this is Vishal Nadapra. Welcomes you in a lecture series of Operation Research, in which we were studying about a linear programming problem. We had seen one method, a simplex method for the maximization case in the previous lecture. Today we are going to learn about a minimization case with the help of big M method, or how to solve a problem with the minimization case by big M method, or simply also called as a penalty method. Here one example is given. Say objective function is minimization z equal to 12x1 plus 20x2 subjected to constraint. There are two constraints are given here: 6x1 plus 8x2 greater than or equal to 100, 7x1 plus 12x2 is greater than or equal to 120, and last non-negativity constraint x1 x2 greater than or equal to 0. So in the solution we have seen a few steps or a few procedure, in which very first step is to convert the problem in the form of equation or simply a formulation. So here the problem is given in the form of equation, so formulation step is already done here. Now the second step, convert this problem into the standard form. So here what is the standard form? Again let's have a quick look. In the standard form, the first objective function must be either minimization or maximization case. All the constraint must be in the form of equality or in the equation form. So let's convert this problem into a standard form. So minimization case here is minimization z equal to 12x1 plus 20x2, but we will solve every problem with maximization case by converting this minimization into a maximization by multiplying -1 on both the side. Say maximization z star equal to minus of minimization z equal to minus 12x1 plus 20x2, and now we will convert this all the constraints, say all these two constraints into equation form. Say 6x1 plus 8x2. Here it is an greater than or equal to sign, so we have to add a negative slack variable or a simply a surplus variable. So we will add as surplus variable equal to s1 plus a1 equal to 100. So whenever you add any subtract any surplus variable, you have to add artificial variable. Then for another constraint, it is a 7x1 plus 12x2 minus s2, another surplus variable, plus a2 equal to 120, and last non-negativity constraint x1 x2 s1 s2 a1 a2, that all are must be greater than or equal to 0. Here the question came into your mind that why we have to add artificial variable? Is it possible to solve the problem with only surplus variable? Let's have a quick look. What is the problem created when we do not add any artificial variable? So in this case, let's consider this problem. Say maximization z star equal to negative of z equal to minus 12x1 plus it is here negative minus 20x2, and if we convert this constraint into standard form, then 6x1 plus 8x2 minus s1 equal to 100, then 7x1 plus 12x2 minus s2 equal to 120. This is just an hypothetical case, it is not an true, but what problem creates if we do not add artificial variable, that we are going to learn here. So here x1 x2 s1 s2, that all are greater than or equal to 0. Now after the standard form conversion, first step is to find out IBFS, initial basic feasible solution. When you find out the IBFS, you have to convert, you have to substitute n minus m number of constraint equal to 0. So here value of n is equal to 4, n number of constraint is 2. So you have to put or substitute a value equal to 0 for any two variable. So here if we put a value x1 equal to 0 and x2 equal to 0 and then solve this problem, by considering this value, if we try to solve this problem, then we get the value of s1 equal to minus s100 and s2 equal to minus 120. So this is the solution, and this solution does not follow the feasibility condition. Say x1, x2, s1, s2 must be greater than or equal to 0. Here s1 and s2 is less than 0. So by following this method, we get the infeasible solution. We get infeasible solution. To remove or to avoid this condition of infeasibility was first we have to add artificial variable to get a feasible solution. So this is the reason why we add artificial variable here. Okay. Now after completing, sorry, this is not incomplete, but whatever the surplus or any slack variable and artificial variable we have identified here, we must have to introduce into the objective function. So here both the surplus variable with the 0 coefficient 0s1 plus 0s2, and the two artificial variable it is added or subtracted as per the given condition. If it is the maximization case, then you have to add this two artificial variable with a negative sign with the MA1 minus MA2. Now what is this M? M is called as a penalty. M is called as a penalty, and it is considered as a very big value. This is the reason why this method is called as a penalty method. So after completing the conversion phase, let's move on the next step, which is nothing but the IBFS, initial basic feasible solution, in which we will substitute the value, substitute the number of n minus m variable equal to 0. So here n equal to total 6 and m equal to 2. So we will put 0 equal to there are 4 equal to 4 variables. So here we will put x1 equal to 0, x2 equal to 0, s1 equal to 0 and s2 equal to 0. After considering this value, let's summarize, let's calculate the value of another variable, which is equal to, if we put this all value in these two constraints, if we put in first constraint, then we get the value of artificial variable a1 equal to 100, and if we put this value in this equation, we get value of a2, say another artificial variable equal to 120. After completing the step of IBFS, initial basic feasible solution, we will check this IBFS whether it is optimal or not. So for that we will follow the tabular method, and in which we will follow our iteration. So let's have a first iteration number 1, in which we will first list out all the constraint, all the variables, say here x1, x2, then s1, s2, a1 and a2, and here the basic variable column, or just simply a basis or basis column, and on the left hand side of this basis let's have a coefficient of basic variable, and above that it is a Cj value. Cj value is the coefficient of all this variable in the objective function, but keep in mind our objective function is here a maximization z, not a previous one which is a minimization case. So Cj, coefficient of basic variable in the objective function x1 is here minus 12, x2 minus 20, for s1 it is 0, s2 is 0, here it is minus m, here it is also a minus m, and as a basis we will take a1 and a2 whose value is available here. So a1 and a2 both are considered as a basic variable here, and after that on the right hand side the value of all this basic variable, which is nothing but the xb column. So value of a1 we will put here, value of a2 we will put here. So make a table, coefficient of basic variable of a1 and a2, which is minus m and minus m here, and then complete the table with the help of two constraint. Then it will be a 6, 8, minus 1, 0, because s2 is not present here, we will consider s2 with the 0 coefficient, and for a1 it is 1, and A2 it is 0 because A2 is also not present, and the value of A1 from this it is a 100. Now from the second constraint it is a 7, 12, 0 because S1 is not present in the second constraint. Here it is negative of 1, here it is 0 and it is 1, and the value of is 120. So after the completion of this table, we will look at condition which is a Cj minus Zj value. For the maximization case, optimality condition is all Cj minus Zj value must be less than or equal to 0 for maximization case. So let's calculate a Cj minus Zj, but before going on this step, we first calculate Zj and then we will subtract this Zj from Cj. So calculate Zj value. So for the Zj value, multiply this for the x1, multiply the element or substitute on rate, which is 6 here, 6 multiplied by minus m plus 7 multiplied by minus m. So ultimately it is a minus 13 m. Here 8 and 12, so it is a minus 20 m. Here it is minus minus plus m, so it is plus m. Here also plus m. Here it is a negative of m, here a negative of m here, and in this case it will be a minus 220 m. It is not necessary here to calculate, but let's have a look for consideration or for comparison purpose. Now Cj minus Zj value, Cj minus Zj minus 12 minus minus 13 m. So it will be a 13 m minus 12. So this is the value for Cj minus Zj for x1. Now for x2 it is a 20 m minus 20. Here the 0 minus m, so it is minus m, here minus m, here 0 and 0. So what is the condition? Cj minus Zj must be less than or equal to 0. Here there are 2 which is less than or equal less than 0 and 2 which is equal to 0, but these are two values which is positive. So there are some possibility to improvement in the value of objective function with the help of either x1 or x2 because both have a positive value here. Now compare which will give us the maximum profit between these two, either x1 or x2. So for that, compare the value of Cj minus Zj. It will indicate a net effect or the net profit we gain by a selling or by producing a particular unit, say either x1 or for this x2. So comparing the comparing here, m is the again unknown value. So m considered as a very big value. So for comparison purpose, you can consider m as 1,000 or 1 lakh or anything, any other value. But for the figure when it is very low value, you can consider m as 10 or m as 100 also. So let's have a m equal to 100. Then this value must be a 1298 and this value a 20 m. So it is a bigger value and it will give us the higher profit or higher benefit in comparison to this x1. So we will consider this column as a key column and x2 as a incoming variable. So in next iteration our x2 will be a incoming variable, so it will take position either of a1 or a2 in the basis, and any of either a1 or a2 will leave the basis. Now for getting the outgoing variable or leaving variable, we must have to calculate first theta or minimum positive ratio theta, which is nothing but the xb divided by key column. Here key column is x2. So divide this value 100 by respective key column value. So here key column value is 8. So it is a 100 by 8, and here it will be a 120 by 12. So it is a value 12 and it is something 12.5. So here consider the minimum value. So minimum value is here at 10. So this x a2 will be a outgoing variable and x2 is a incoming variable. So in the next iteration x2 will replace a2. So this column this row up to this xb, not after that, is a key row, and intersection of the key row and key column is a key element or a pivot element. Now we got the incoming as well as outgoing variable. So first we will go for iteration number 2. So in iteration number 2, what is the basic requirement? First basis or the basic variables, then list out all the variables x1, x2, s1, s2 and a1 only, because it is the facility provided in the begin method or two-phase method in any minimization case when artificial variable is present into the basis, and in any case or anywhere if it leaves the basis variable column, then no need to include into the main table. So here a2 is replaced by the x2, so no need to write here in the main table. So directly xb will be here, and on the left hand side coefficient of basic variable, and basic variable is here first a1 and a2, but instead of a2, x2 is the incoming variable, so here x2. Now coefficient of basic all this variable into the objective function, which is minus 12, minus 20, 0, 0 and minus m. Now coefficient of basic variable for a1 it is minus m, and for x2 it is minus 20, because in the objective function x2 have a minus 20 coefficient. So now exchange the element with the proper method. So for that we will start with a key column. So in the key column the pivot element is 1 and remaining all element is 0. Here this is only one element except pivot element, so 1 and 0. And after that calculate or consider a key row. From the key row divide all the element by a pivot element or key element. So here we will divide for this location old element divided by key element. So it is as 7 divided by 12. So here the value will become 7 divided by 12. After that here 12 divided by 12 it is already 1 here, 0 divided by 12, so it is again 0, minus 1 divided by 12, minus 1 by 12, from the a1 0 divided by 12, so it is 0 here. And for this also 120 divided by 10 it is 12, it is a 10 here. Now for all the remaining elements, here these are very few elements, we had used equation which is new element equal to old element minus corresponding key column element divided multiply by corresponding key row element divided by a key element, this equation. But today we will use this equation with some modification or with a little bit easier way, by easier method. We will rearrange this equation like this, corresponding key column element multiply by corresponding key row element divided by key element. Why we did like this? Because corresponding key row element and corresponding key column element, the division of these two value we have already done in the second case, in the case of transmission or modification of key row, because here corresponding key row element divided by key element is already done here. So to get the value of here x1, we have to consider the old element which is equal to here old element equal to 6 for this value here, 6 minus corresponding key column element, so 6 related element is 8, multiply by, do not subtract 7 by 12 as per our regular equation, what we have done with the regular equation, which is 6 equal to 6 minus 8 multiply by 7 divided by 12. but 7 divided by 12 we already have done when we calculate this element. So we will use this equation 6 minus 8 multiply by 7 by 12 directly for each and every equation. So we will use a corresponding key column element as key row element, instead corresponding key row element of modified row So we will use the value of this ratio from the new table instead of old table. In the previously we used this method 6 minus 8 into 7 by 12, but this is the shorter way. So it will be a 6 minus 8 into 7 by 12, and we get the value of 6 minus 56 by 12. Ultimately it is a 4 by 3. So here we get element of 4 by 3. By same way you can consider calculate the value for this element which is equal to old element here is negative 1 minus negative of 1 minus 8 multiply by 0. So it will be again a minus 1. Now for the S2, so S2 0 minus 8, for S2 it is 0 minus here it is 0 minus 8 multiply by minus 1 by 2. So this is a plus 1 by 12. So we get the answer equal to 2 by 3. So here we get the value of 2 by 3, and here we get the value of instead A2, so 1 minus 8 minus 0. So ultimately it will be a 1 only, and here we get the equation 100 minus 8 multiply by 10. So it will be a 20. Yes, here it is a 20. So we get the another table. After getting this table or after getting the new value of A1 and X2, let's check whether this is optimal or not. For that, calculate a ZJ as per the previous method. So it is a 4 by 3 into minus m into 7 by 2 plus 7 by 2 into minus 20. So for that we get the equation of minus 4 m by 3 minus 20 into 7 by 12. So it is 140 by 12. So this is the value of ZJ. Here the value of ZJ 0 minus m 1. So it is a minus 20. Here minus 1 into minus m plus m. So here the value is plus m. Here minus 2 by 3m. So here minus 2m by 3 minus plus. So plus 20 by 12. So it will be a 6 2 times. So here it is a 10 by 6. And here 1 minus m, so it is a minus m plus 0, no need to calculate it. Here minus 20m minus 200. So here we have a value minus 220m, here only a minus 20m. So we get some improvement because our case is the maximization case. Now calculate Cj minus Zj value. So for Cj minus Zj value, for x1 it is a minus 12 minus so it will be a plus minus 12 plus 4m by 3 plus 140 by 12. So ultimately it will become a minus 4m by 3 plus 4 by 12. So this is the value of x1 of Cj minus Zj. Now for the x2 it will be a minus 20 minus minus 20, so it will be a 0. Here it is a plus m, here sorry minus m here, and for the S2 it will be a minus plus, so it will be a twice m by 3 minus, again we can remove twice from our top and bottom, so it will be minus 2m by 3 minus 5 by 3 sorry, and lastly minus m minus minus m, so it will be a 0 here. So we get all the Cj minus Zj value, but our condition is all Cj minus Zj less than or equal to 0. So let's have a look. This is less than or less than 0. This is less than 0. Again, this is also less than 0. But here, this is again this is the plus m. So this have a little bit a positive value 4m by 3 because it is minus 12 minus m. So this is minus n plus here. So it will be a negative here 4m by 3 minus 4 by 12 or simply a 1 by 3. So here this is the positive value and it will be an incoming variable, and this will be a key column. After the consideration of key column, let's have a look for outgoing variable, which is a theta. Theta is equal to minimum positive theta, which is the ratio of xb divided by key column. So here it is x1. So here 12 multiplied by 3 by 4. So ultimately it is a 15. And here it is a 10 divided by 7 by 2. So 10 multiplied by 12 by 7. So it will be a 120 by 7. Sorry, it is a 10 divided by 7 by 7. So 10 into 20, so 120 by 7 here. So which one is the minimum value? Minimum value is here 15. So 15 will be a incoming outgoing variable, and related row will be a key row. So after getting the key column and key row, let's move on the another iteration or the next iteration by considering this value. So iteration number 3 here. Let's have a look first, starting with the x1, the basic variable, then x1, x2, s1, s2, and a1 as is removed, so no need to write a1 here. Then coefficient of basic variable in the objective function, and instead of a1 here x1 will be the answer. So in the basic variable. So x1 and x2 both are basic variable, and here Cj value is minus 12, minus 20, 0 and 0, and the coefficient of basic variable it is minus 12 and minus 20. So x1 and x2, s1, s2, and last is xb column. So value of this basic variable here. Now to calculate the modified table, we start with the key column. So in the key column, key element is 4 by 3. So instead of 4 by 3, put 1, and remaining element is 0. And in the key row, divide all the element by this key or pivot element, which is here a 4 by 3. So 0 divided by 4 by 3, again it will be a 0. Then for s1 it is minus 1 divided by 4 by 3, so it is minus 3 by 4. For s2 it is 2 by 3 divided by 4 by 3, so it is a 1 by 2, and here it will be a 15. Now for the remaining element, we will use equation which already we have used, which equal to new element equal to old element minus corresponding key element multiplied by corresponding key row element of modified row. So in next table. So for this way, if we calculate this all the element, then we get here the equation equal to 1 because 1 minus 0 and all the things will be 0. Here we get the value 21 by 48, and here we get value minus 19 by 24. So after the getting the value of all this, and here this is the remaining of the value of x2, which is minus 205. Now calculate Zj first. Now we do not need this equation, so we will calculate Zj value, and for the Zj value here minus 12, minus 20. So here it is minus 12, 0 and 1. So here minus 20, and here we get the value of 1 by 4 after completing a simple algebraic equation, solving algebraic equation, and here we get 59 by 6. after taking Cj minus Zj value, Cj is minus 12 here is 0, minus 20 minus 20 minus 20, it will be a 0 here, minus 1 by 4, here 0 minus, so here minus 59 by 6. Now check the value, all Cj minus Zj value must be less than or equal to 0. So here these both are zeros and these both are negative. So we get the optimality condition. So optimal solution is achieved here. Optimal solution is achieved. And now what is the value of, so value of x1 here is 15 and x2 is minus 20, x2 is 5 by sorry, we have made some mistake here. X2 is in the previous case what we get the value from the previous equation, instead of 15 minus, sorry, not 15 but here 10, I will solve here 10 minus, because 10 is the original value, 10 is the old element, sorry, not 10 here, minus 1 by 12 is the old element here. So minus 1 by 12 minus 7 by 12 multiply by, here what is the value, 1 by 2. So ultimately we get the value of 5 by 4 instead of, this is the mistake, it is in 5 by 4. So we get the value 5 by 4 here. So x1 equal to 15 and x2 equal to 5 by 4. So this is our solution. Now we will calculate the value of objective function, which is a z star or z star maximization, which is equal to here maximize z star equal to minus 12 into x1, which is 15, minus 20 into x2, which is 5 by 4 here. So ultimately we get the value of minus 20 minus 205, but our original function is minimize z, which is equal to negative of maximize z. So we get value minimize z equal to minus of maximize z star, and it is equal to 205. So our objective function is minimize z equal to 205. So this is the solution of a linear programming problem with the help of big M or simply a penalty method. Okay, thank you friends.